Hello, in this video I will be showing you how I made my double cat tree in my DIY 2 class. So first I started out by measuring my base and marking off how much I wanted to cut off. My base is an MDF board that ended up being 35 by 22 inches. Then I measured out 2 circles that were 15 inches in diameter on a sheet of plywood. Then I started to cut everything on my table saw, and my 2x4 was 25.5 inches long, and there's the MDF board going through, and my dad helped me out with this part. And then I used a jigsaw to cut out the circle pieces of the plywood. When I brought all my materials to school, the first thing I did was attach my 2 2x4s together that would form the scratching post. They were 23 3/4 inches long. I made sure to countersink the drill holes, and then I used 2.5-inch deck screws. After that, I gave it a quick sand down because it was cutting all my fingers up. And then I attached my 25.5-inch top 2x4, which I forgot to record, but here's how that turned out. After that, my DIY teacher helped me set the table saw so that I could cut a rabbit in the MDF boards that I was going to use for the outer wall of my cat bed. Then I went in and I made a million dado cuts to make my MDF board bendable for a round cat bed wall. So it took a long time, and I'm not exactly sure the depth of each cut, but I spaced them out about 1/4 of an inch apart, maybe a little bit less than that, just so it was bendy enough to wrap around. Here's how that turned out. Very wiggly. Then I wrapped that around my base plywood material with a ratchet and clamp holding it in place, and I used an air compressed staple gun to attach the bottom of the rabbit lip to the plywood base. And here's how that turned out. Pretty cool. Next I started working on carpeting everything, so I laid out my base platform down and I measured out how much carpet to fold over the edges, and I traced that and cut that out with a knife, and then I folded it over and I used a staple gun to attach it to the bottom of the base. Then to carpet the round part, I wrapped the carpet around and I cut maybe about an inch deep flaps to fold over under the bottom, and I spaced those out and stapled them to the bottom of the base as I wrapped it around. I made sure to double the height measurement so that I would have enough to wrap onto the inside after I had attached it to the outside. For the inside part, since I had a bunch of dados there, I used contact cement to attach the carpet to the inside of the bed and hold it in place. Then I went in and I drilled out some holes so that I could attach the T-post to the base. Don't worry, there's a backing board underneath there. And as you can see there, I cut out a hole so that the carpet would not make the base uneven and that the that the T could sit flat, and I drilled that in with 3-inch long deck screws. One of the cat bed wall bases did not work, so it ended up being just a flat plate, but I attached those to the T with 1¼ inch deck screws, I'm pretty sure, and I used 3 of them in a triangular pattern so that they would hold the cats, and I made sure to countersink those holes as well so that the screws sat flat. And I did the same thing with the other one, but that one just had walls this time. Then I measured out and started cutting out circles of the carpet for the bottom of the cat bed. So this one is for the inside of the one cat bed, so it's going to be the exact size of the inside. And then the next one is going to be a little bit bigger. So I stapled that one to the inside. And the next carpet circle is going to be a little bigger so I can tuck it under the edge of the plate because it's a little bit bigger. I have to cover the edges. I forgot to record this part, but I attached the carpet to the one plate and then I attached carpet in the middle just so that that was covered. And then I started wrapping my rope around for my scratching post, and I ended up using electrical anchors, I think they're called, to attach the rope in 3 places. And here is the finished product. My cats love it, and they actually use the plate side, which I did not think that they would do, so that's pretty cool.